So today we're headed back up into the Quehanna Wilderness area. We had been up there a couple of weeks ago visiting the relics of the Coons Camp, a 1900s hunting camp that was abandoned in 1950s when Curtis Wright purchased 80 square miles of land up there in the Quehanna Wilderness area. Today we're going back up in there to check out some nuclear relics that remain up there. And so we start our journey here down in the beautiful little town of Cinnamahoning, and we turn up here at Wyckoff Run, about 11 miles or so to the top. Enjoy this little ride up through here. We're going to speed things up, so hang on, and hopefully you won't get car sick going up through here. But we're going to go check out 2 atomic bunkers that were built back in the 1950s after Curtis Wright had made the acquisition of these 80 square miles up here. The nuclear jet engine bunkers that we're going to go look at, there's 2 of them. A south bunker we'll check out first, then we'll go to the north bunker and look at that. Both bunkers are identical in size and shape. The first one, though, has been buried by the DCNR. I'm not exactly sure when they bulldozed dirt over top, but due to vandalism, fortunately or unfortunately, you're able to get inside that one. So we're going to take a look in there and see what it looks like. But these nuclear jet engine bunkers have a pretty interesting history. The Air Force began researching and developing a kind of a jet engine they were hoping would use nuclear energy instead of burning fossil fuel or oil. The goal was to create some sort of a jet engine that would be more efficient, more powerful, and have much longer range than conventional jet engines. The project was actually called the Nuclear Engine for Rocket Vehicle Application, or NERVA. This nuclear engine would require extensive testing, and the Air Force needed to find a remote location where to conduct these tests at, and Quehanna Wild area in north central Pennsylvania seemed to be the best place to do it at. And they chose it because it is kind of isolated up there, and it's relatively close to the Bettis Atomic Power Laboratory, which is located near Pittsburgh. So the Air Force acquired this land with Curtis Wright as the developer, and then they constructed a bunch of roads and buildings and bunkers to support all the testing and development of this nuclear engine. And so they developed these bunkers up on top here as a place to observe the development and testing of these engines. And so these are really interesting. As we get up there and start looking around, I think you're going to be really amazed at what was going on up here, and we'll do our best to show it to you. We're going to try and get into both of these. We're going to take some drone shots of the area and maybe get a little better look at what was actually going on out here. So we hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you up there. As we approach the first bunker, you can see a little mound over there on the right-hand side as we walk in. That is actually one of the bunkers which has been bulldozed over with dirt. The DCNR did this in an attempt to create several bat habitats. They did this with both bunkers. The first one they buried in dirt, probably to make it look more natural. The other one they left exposed, but inside they developed these little bat habitats. Unfortunately, the public has tore off the enclosure up here on this first bunker, and they've gone inside and made an absolute mess of the place. We're going to go in there and take a look, not to disturb anything in there, but we wanted you to see what it looks like in there, and be forewarned that some of the graffiti in there you might find offensive. We will try to blur out some of the more offensive stuff that you might see, but be forewarned, it can be kind of ugly in there. So we're going to take a look around. That's kind of creepy in here. I want to picture you with this light on you. Well, we're going to head down to bunker number 2, which is just not quite even a mile down the road from the first one. This gate here is gate number 251. And it's a slightly longer walk down in there, but still, I don't think any more than a half mile down through there. It is a beautiful and scenic hike down through there, so you'll enjoy the gentle walk down through there, as the mountain laurel and pine trees on either side are just absolutely beautiful. As we walk down through here, you'll enjoy it for sure. Now this second bunker is not buried and is out in the open, and you get an idea of the size and scope of this property here. And as we near the corner here, we're going to be able to see the bunker come into view on the right hand side here. And we're going to take a little spin up there with our drone and get a look from it above and see what it looks like. Just looks like a big black box sitting out here in the middle of nowhere. And you'll see, well, we're going to go inside this one too, and you notice those broken glass windows facing a little pond area, which we're going to explore in just a little bit. That right there is a collecting pond where the jet engines were attached above this, with the flames blowing down that little raceway toward the pond. And the idea was that the cool water would collect any unburnt fuel as it blew across that pond. So that was the idea for these interesting little ponds on both places. Kind of fascinating, if you ask me. And again, inside these things, really creepy, but you can see the glass lookout hatches right there. These bunkers are about 2 feet thick, close to 2 feet thick. And they had these little windows in the block which had glass originally. The glass in those looked to be probably 5 to 6 inches thick. And so you could observe what was going on outside the bunker by just looking through those little windows. And they faced towards the collecting pond outside. Must have been quite the interesting setup when it was all up and running. I can't find any pictures of what this place looked like back when they were using it. It was, after all, a pretty secretive thing. If you enjoyed this video, why not give us a big old thumbs up on it? And if you'd like to see more like this, subscribe. We'd love to have you along. Thanks for watching.